First of all, I would like to welcome everyone to this month at ActivePipe, our first one for September. Can't believe we're already in the month. I am Taylor Ritchie. I am one of the customer success managers over here on the team at ActivePipe. And today we're going to be talking about internal communication. What internal communication we're really going to highlight is how you can maximize ActivePipe to communicate not only externally, but both internally as well. So for the agenda today, we will be spending most of our time in the slide deck and not actually in the platform because a lot of this is just general information and fairly straightforward. So our focus today is how to effectively use ActivePipe to communicate across your brokerage on updates and changes that are happening within organizationally as well as within ActivePipe. Internal communications purpose is to provide that effective flow of information between your organization's departments and colleagues. So between the brokerage, the marketing department, if you have an agent services, as well as the agents as well. So it also works in a recruiting perspective. So we'll be talking a little bit of how you can utilize recruiting as well. So there are three main things that we're going to address today to help you uncover how you can use ActivePipe for internal communications. This is going to be monthly office reports, product updates, agent announcements, holiday announcements are just an addition, and then recruiting as well. So once we go through kind of the benefits of utilizing this, then we'll talk about the steps to start, and then we'll give some time for Q&A. And that does bring me to a point. If you do have any questions during this webinar, please feel free to pop them in the Q&A, and I'll get to them probably at the end of this since we're going to be doing slide deck. But if I see one come in, I will pause and get to it as soon as I can. Awesome. So internal communication is key. And it's really important to share with your brokerage what is new, what is going on within the brokerage, what is new within the ActivePipe platform that you all are utilizing in order to get some emails out the door. So messages that inspire are particularly important when they are related to significant accomplishments or when you are introducing new strategic initiatives. So your content for this should highlight progresses made towards achieving your goal. So illustrate clear benefits and present itself in a way that attracts attention and signals importance to your agents. So sending monthly update reports of success is a great way to get the inspiration started. Another idea here within internal and communication is to educate. So educating your employees on the benefits of utilizing email marketing, using storytelling as much as possible to help your employees understand the relevance of the strategy that you have put in place. This will give them real life examples that reinforce their purpose at work. So we can find ways to let your employees share their stories and use them to foster greater understanding of the behaviors you're trying to encourage. Collectively, these stories have a strong influence on the culture building behaviors related to your core purpose and those strategic goals. So sharing those product updates within ActivePipe and elevating any top tier performer on your brokerage side, utilizing ActivePipe to tell their story and really highlight how they have been successful within ActivePipe to kind of get the greater group to buy in as well. So for reinforcing, ultimately, your purpose is to immerse your employees in important content and teach them how to connect their roles to their overall database. I want you all to kind of think of this single question as we talk about ways to engage your employees. And that question is, which areas are working well? Why are those working well? And what needs improvement? Now, hopefully with some ideas that we're going to be sharing here in a few minutes, we will have some new ways that you can improve your current internal communication and how you can get everyone on your brokerage side to buy in to email marketing. Great. So the first thing that we really want to talk about is monthly reports. So I have an example of just some statistics that we gathered over about a year's range, just to understand how ActivePipe has helped. This is a good example of something that you could add into a monthly report that you are sending out to your your agents at your brokerage to get them excited, to really want them to utilize ActivePipe. So what are the benefits of utilizing an email marketing strategy? How many agents won new listings within ActivePipe? How many agents closed on a new home utilizing ActivePipe, and how many new leads have been generated. So these are just a couple of examples of statistics. There's many more that we can show, which we'll get to here shortly. So getting your employees to feel involved and committed to your important initiatives is the surest way to ensure their success. But it's no easy task. We know that, especially in this transformative age in which companies are relying more and more on remote workforces. Far from being under one roof, these agents are often on site or working from home and not seeing the direct benefit of utilizing this tool. So it's on the brokerage's standpoint to kind of share this information with them so that they can see the benefit. Agents need to understand that benefit and importance of utilizing email marketing to nurture their contacts. And one way to do this is to send those open rates, click rates, big wins, any congratulatory notes of such as the statistics that we have listed out here. And statistics matters. Agents are sellers. They operate on a number of different statistics to gauge their success. So we should share this information with them so that they can understand why it is important to nurture their contacts through email marketing. This, I just wanted to show as kind of a performance benchmark. This is something that you can gather from your CSM, and a good just baseline point of where your brokerage stands across the other brokerages in the industry. Once again, putting these numbers together with the help of your CSM to share across your brokerage is just one way to get agents more excited to start sending through ActivePipe. By sharing these benchmarks, you also have the data points to set goals as a brokerage to meet. In the example above, we can see the open rate and click rate across your brokerage, ActivePipe as a whole, and the real estate industry as a whole. If we provide these compelling numbers that show they are succeeding the industry average by sending email marketing pieces, then they are more likely to want to send more content. As you'll see, this is just a randomized number from a brokerage of my own. And they're way above the brokerage average and the ActivePipe average. They are very heavy users within the product. And you'll see that click rate and open rate is much higher than the real estate industry average. This is another piece of information that you could add into your monthly report if you were going to send this out as a brokerage as a whole. Facts and figures are often forgotten. Stories and experiences are far more memorable. So just showing these facts that, over a week over a month period of time, who is sending the most? Why are we sending more in one week than other weeks? And just understanding from a brokerage level how your agents are utilizing ActivePipe. So back to the storytelling aspect of this is just give them real life examples in these monthly reports that you're sending out. Share a success story that one of your top using agents was able to close a house that was not even on the market because she was able to reach out to a potential buyer, potential seller, excuse me, turn them into a seller, and have a buyer ready for them lined up by utilizing email marketing and just emailing in general to nurture that contact. So our idea here is to kind of create that FOMO effect. Utilize that top performer as your champion of ActivePipe, and your CSM can help provide a monthly report of emails sent week over week from your team so that you can get them even more excited. Another example outside of just monthly reports that you can send out is product updates. So ActivePipe makes product updates on a monthly basis, and this is a good way to market ActivePipe to your agents. This is a kind of like a reminder to utilize the tool that you are paying for them in order for them to see the updates and know that, you know, we are in turn trying to maximize their database by giving them the opportunity to create these drip campaigns and to have that set it and leave it attitude. We are constantly working on ways based off of customer feedback to improve you and your agent's workflow. So with these new features, most agents will not know they are available unless it is communicated directly to them. As a CSM team, we try and share this information with our main point of contact. And in turn, it is to relay that message to the greater brokerage that these updates are coming. So sending a simple product update on a monthly basis, and you can even wrap this in with, you know, your monthly reports and statistics that you're sending out. This is just a good way to get the agents excited about sending again. What better way to do so than by sending a quick note via ActivePipe showing the update? So utilizing the tool, showing them how easy it is to create an email, how easy it is to get some feedback from potential customers that they are reaching out to. So product updates is just one of the ways that you can utilize ActivePipe for internally communicating with your agents. Oops. All right. Another example that ActivePipe makes really easy for you to do is agent announcements. So you want to make your new hire feel welcome. So with agent announcements, you're able to let a new employee announcement in the onboarding process can serve two purposes. One, it helps your new hire feel welcomed to the team and company. And two, it ensures that your current employees know about the new hire's arrival. So this new hire announcement can help other employees understand how they'll be working with their new coworker and what gives them an easy opportunity to reach out and say hello, welcome to the team. Some key details just to keep in your back pocket if agent announcements is something that you are interested in doing is a quick new employee introduction that has the individual starting date, their qualifications, maybe a little bit about their background, what they have done in the past, and then tidbits such as personal interests and hobbies, just to really show that this is a real person. We're going to be welcoming them onto the team. Maybe you have something, your agents have something in common with them, and kind of take them under their wing to help them feel more comfortable within your organization. So by sending employee announcements through ActivePipe, you are showing them the benefits of using the tool and creating a sense of belonging and being part of a strong team. You know, and one part of agent announcements that kind of goes into the recruiting is just, you know, sharing information of what role they will be taking within the brokerage, so that they can kind of find a buddy to team up with if needed. The next thing that you can do some internal communication with is going to be holiday announcements. This one is kind of linked with both internal and external communication. So think of this as a way that you can send announcements internally to your brokerage, and then the agents could also reduplicate this email and send this out to their database as well. So holiday messaging is just your opportunity to showcase the fun, lighthearted side of leadership. And it's just good to make everyone feel included, as well as just updated on any holidays that are coming up. So happy Halloween. Maybe you're doing a Halloween costume contest. This is a great way to kind of announce that internally to your brokerage now that some of you are back in office, and just having that ability to communicate. I'm going to pause right here because I saw a question come up. Okay, Jeff, I will get back to you here and momentarily. I'm going to keep going with the flow, and I will get back to you at the end. All right. So recruiting campaigns. This is more so for an external communication, but I thought that it was really important to highlight during this time, since we're talking about utilizing ActivePipe in different ways than we have previously thought about. So usually ActivePipe is used to really reach those databases of the agents in a lot of brokerages, but we really want to highlight the importance of other aspects that you can use ActivePipe for, and recruiting is a great way to do that. In the real world, we're talking about, what the broker refers to as their retention rate. So your broker is in two different businesses, recruiting and retention. Recruiting is challenging for sure, but ActivePipe gives you the ability to kind of get a leg up to find that top tier talent by creating recruiting campaigns outside of the tool that they will potentially be using. So a couple of things that you should really highlight during recruiting campaigns is to attract top tier candidates. We want to keep those candidates by providing them with the tools to be successful. ActivePipe being a great example of this. If you have a CRM, that's a great example as well. And this is just how they can nurture their contacts by initially setting up a few repeating campaigns that they know are going out on a weekly or monthly basis. So what we want to do in these recruiting campaigns is emphasize your company culture. We are in a particularly social generation. They want to enjoy, millennials specifically, want to enjoy their workspace and focus on providing the benefit that building community and making agents feel their professional needs are taken care of. So a couple of ways that you can really highlight and go above and beyond with recruiting campaigns is to continually invest in your company brand. Know what other brokers and brokerages offer, diversify your recruiting pipeline, and find new ways to retain top producers by offering adaptable technology. So use these recruiting campaigns if this is something you're interested in internally, as well as you can use them internally in ways to get referrals from your current team. So you could send these recruiting campaigns out to potential new agents to come on board to your brokerage and join, but you could also use these recruiting campaigns as a note to your internal employees. So all of those agents that you're currently working with, if they have friends that maybe are looking to get into the industry, maybe send a note internally from the ActivePipe that, we're ramping up our recruiting efforts. Maybe you can pass this along to any of your network that would be interested in joining our team. Another aspect that I really want to touch on here is just onboarding a new agent. So we know sometimes it can be pretty dicey, difficult, be a long process to onboard a new agent. So what you can do with an ActivePipe to kind of take away some of that time and allow for them to do a little bit of digging on their own before you go through that initial training with them is by sending them a quick note internally, letting them know that, hey, you are now live with ActivePipe. Here's your login. If you have any initial questions, here's a knowledge base center that you can go to do some research here on your own. Here are some trainings that we have, one that we're on right now this month at ActivePipe. Additionally, some ActivePipe 101 e-webinars. You can add that into your onboarding email internally as well. And you can also add in ways for them to contact support. So when they are having difficulty or something is not working for them on their end, they know exactly where to go right off the bat. So I think it's really important during the onboarding process to send a note from your internal database to your internal database to let them know, like, we're here for you, we're going to help you get started. Here's a few steps just to get your feet under yourself, and we'll talk about this much more later once we get into the product. Now, I just want to talk about steps to start. So a couple of ways that you can do this. If you already have like an info at your brokerage name, this is a great way for you to send information internally. So we could help, your CSM could help you create a generic user, info or general, whatever it may be, just to send communication across your brokerage. Once you have this user account created, then you would want to add all employees as contacts into that user's profile. And then you just add them to the campaign and they're ready to send. So as you can see in this example, I have our monthly report sending to all of the contacts within my personal brokerage, not brokerage, but ActivePipe. And this is just a good way that we are able to kind of see those statistics come through, and just a good way to make sure that your internal communication is up to par. If you have questions about this, or this is something that you do want to start ramping up and start utilizing ActivePipe for internal communication, reach out to your CSM if you're a little stumped. We're always here to help you. We always want to make sure that you are getting the most out of the tool. That your broker is spending money on a tool, and we always want to see that ROI. So just ensuring that we have multiple different options to utilize ActivePipe outside of just sending those just listed weeklies or just solds or monthly newsletters to your agent's database, but also to your agents. Make sure that they're in the know as well. Sorry, my dog has decided to unplug my second screen. Give me one moment to get this up and running, and we'll proceed. Okay, here we go. Awesome. Great, so now's the time for Q&A. I will pop back into our webinar and see questions. So Jeff, how do I download 3,000 email contacts by a thumb drive? I am not sure I understand what you mean by a thumb drive. Is this just in a database that you have currently? I'm going to unmute you, Jeff, so that you can talk. Give me 1 second. Awesome. All right, Jeff, if you want to explain, you now have the ability to speak.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I have a thumb drive, but it's used primarily for another business, and I just want to pull the emails from it solely. So maybe I should go with a technician to figure it out.
Yes. And Jeff, what brokerage are you with?
Sagan Harborside in Marblehead, Mass.
Okay. I'm going to have your CSM reach out to you directly to see if they can provide you with some additional assistance with that.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
All
terrific.
right.
Thanks. I'll unmute.
Okay. All right. Any other questions from the crowd today? I know it's Tuesday. We just finished a long weekend. It's kind of early for some of us. We'll give it a couple more minutes for anyone that's being shy on questions, and then we'll wrap up. All righty. Well, with that being said, I hope that you all learned something new today or got a new aspect of how you can utilize ActivePipe for not only external communications, but internal as well. It's a great tool to do that with. The automation works the same. So I highly encourage you to start thinking of ways that you can communicate internally with it, ActivePipe. If you need some help, again, reach out to your CSM. We are here to help you at all times. I hope that you all have a great rest of your Tuesday, and hopefully we'll see you at the next this month at ActivePipe. Toodles, y'all.
Thank you. Bye.